Thank you and welcome to the show this morning. The topic this morning is Egypt and the impact of the Egyptian revolution on neighboring Arab states. And we're fortunate to have with us to talk about Egypt, Dr. LMadu. And of course, Dr. Madu, I might add that when we heard of the Egyptian revolution, you were the first person that we thought of to talk to in order to get some understanding of exactly what has happened in Egypt. And so let's do that, Dr. Madu. I think we would like to call this the Egyptian revolution and the impact on neighboring Arab states, and to say that this has been an extraordinary development that perhaps nobody would have thought of 3 months ago. So let's talk about it from that perspective.
Absolutely. A few months ago, Egypt was the last place, anybody thought there would be a revolution, partly because of the longevity of the regime, and also because of U.S. support. However, what happened in Tunisia, acted as a trigger to what happened in Egypt. Prior to that, really, there has been this dissatisfaction, with Mubarak's regime. Going back, to 1981, I remember Mubarak became president, after Sadat was assassinated in 1981, the military parade. Prior to, becoming president, he was vice president. And prior to that, he was the commander of the Egyptian Air Force. He organized the Egyptian air assault against Israel in 1973, 1973 war. Well, when he became president, few people gave him, any chance of surviving more than a year. But by the time you know it, he consolidated his government, and started arresting his opponents, having people arrested without trial. The economy started going down, unemployment started going up, and there was uncontrolled corruption, in his government. Now, the Egyptian army gets about $1.3 to $1.5 billion from the United States, just the Egyptian army. They've been getting this money since 1979, after the peace treaty between Egypt and Israel. And Mubarak, was regarded as a strong, ally of the United States. He maintained Sadat's peace treaty with Israel, helped the United States to fight terrorism in Egypt. If you remember, Ayman al-Zawahiri, number 2 man for Osama bin Laden, is an Egyptian. In fact, he was one of those who participated in plotting the assassination of Sadat. Mubarak himself, when he came to power, he was a little bit popular, with the people. But as time went on, repression started. He started organizing sham elections every year. The last one was in 2005, and somebody opposed him. A man called Ayman No opposed him. Then after the elections, of course, he won. And that's usual with 99.7% of the vote. And then he immediately clamped his opponent in jail, charged him for corruption and all this to silence him. So opposition has been growing since these activities. He has, he survived about 6 assassination attempts. The last one was in 1995 in Ethiopia. Then what one would ask, if his government has been unpopular for 30 years, why now? Why now? Well, because if one looks at Egyptian history, you will see that Egypt considers itself the center of the Arab world, therefore where everything starts. When the Tunisian youth, organized and overthrew Ben Ezzedine Ali, who has been president since 23 years now, the Egyptians feel shamed. Say, look at what these little Tunisians are doing. And here we are sitting, we are center of the Arab world, and somebody else, our next door neighbor is, taking over their own governments for the people, and we are sitting here. So that was the immediate trigger. It's the immediate trigger to the underlying, events in the country. And don't forget that since 1952, when Gamal Abdel Nasser and his Revolutionary Command Council overthrew King Farouk, Egypt has been ruled by strong men. First, you had General Naguib. When Nasser became prime minister, the Revolutionary Council appointed Naguib as president. Nasser fell out with Naguib and pushed him out and became president himself. Then when he died...
Let's stop there at this moment, Dr. LMadu, for our first commercial break, and let's pick up at Nasser's administration when we come back during the second bit. And we'll be back with our audience following this very, very short commercial break.